please welcome Justin Semenoff. How you doing, Justin?
I'm doing really well, thanks. How are you?
We're doing great here, man. Well, one of us is, because I'm intrigued by the idea of going to space, because I would go,
Right.
and one of us is completely against it forever.
Yeah, space is very, very scary,
Right.
and I'm worried about you. I'm not going to lie. I'm worried.
Well, thank you so much. I think it's an incredible experience that it's just been like, wow, ever since I found out that I made the short list. It's just been unbelievable.
So you're not an astronaut.
Nope, not at the current time, no.
Why do you want to go there?
Well, I looked at the model, like the business model. I looked at everything that was offered on the website, and I was captivated. I thought it was something that, why not? I do believe that it is kind of the next giant leap for us as a people, or mankind, if you will. This mission is going to jumpstart massive developments in all kinds of areas, things like recycling, solar energy, food production, medical technology. So there's a lot of benefits to it.
Okay, so for listeners who maybe haven't heard about the Mars One project, can you briefly tell us what exactly it is?
Yeah, in a nutshell, it's basically they want to get a human footprint on the red planet by 2025. And to do so, they put a call out globally for who would be interested in a one-way trip. And so what that entails is having a kind of a selection process through who had applied and various rounds of selection and scrutiny for sure to make sure that we've got the best candidates that could possibly go on a mission to get boots on the ground, if you will, to the red planet.
Okay, wait, insane.
And out of
one-way trip. So you're going to go to Mars and then just live there.
Yeah, ultimately that's what the goal is. It just seems like an incredible opportunity.
and out of 78,000 applicants, you have made the short list of about 75.
Yes, for the Canadians, there was just over, I believe, 8,000, and there's 75 of us that made it to the next round. And this, don't forget, was over 200,000 people globally.
Right.
So it's pretty incredible, even just making that next step.
Yeah, it's gone from 200,000 people globally to they've shortened the list down now to just over 1,000 people.
Yeah.
So
correct.
you have made it. Oh, you've already made it really far in this process.
Yeah, like in that sense, yes, it's the next step forward. But ultimately, I still haven't really been tested in any means. It's just been the selection process. Still in this round, we have to, submit our medical forms and some other paperwork and sit in front of the Mars One committee, and then be scrutinized further from there as to who they feel has got the right stuff to make it.
And so, okay, so do you have a family, Justin?
Yes, I do.
And kids and stuff?
Yeah, I've got one son. He's 14.
So 11 years from now, when this mission, or 9 years or whatever, when I can't do math, when this mission comes about, if you're chosen, do you take your family with you?
No, not at this time. No, it's an endeavor just solely on the individuals that had applied and that want to go. Let's not forget, too, being that it's 11 years in the future, my son at that point is already going to be a grown man, well on his way to having his own family and all that good stuff. So, realistically, we've sat and we've talked about it, and his quote is, "Dad, I've got your back." And it's just been so reassuring. Every step of the way, the family, everybody has been very encouraging.
And you'll be able to Skype with him while you're up there,
Yeah, exactly. It's not like a few hundred years ago when you left, you were gone. There's still going to be telecommunications in the sense of like WhatsApp and instant message and stuff like that.
Well, how do you know that's going to work on Mars?
Well, this is all still somewhat theoretical, but they have had launches there in the past with the various rovers, and communications is between 3 and 22 minutes round trip, depending on what's being relayed. So, for example, text messaging will work, but it'll take upwards around 6 minutes to get a response.
I am freaking out right
6
now.
minutes? That's outrageous. What kind of plan do you have? You and I are going to talk after this, and I'm going to get you on my cell phone plan, mister.
Oh my God! Imagine data roaming charges.
Yeah.
I don't think my travel insurance is going to cover this.
Yeah. Can you imagine what kind of apps someone right now is developing for the people that go up to Mars? Like, you're going to want this app.
Yeah.
You're going to want it. It's called Planet Chat.
Okay, wait. So, are you married?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
And you're a young man yourself. You're what, 30, 35?
35, yep.
35.
Okay, so what happens? So 5 years from now, you meet the love of your life,
Uh-oh.
and then they're like, "Guess what? You get to go to Mars."
Well, that's a very good point, but between now and then, there's a whole gambit of what-ifs, and I'm not going to focus on those. I'm not going to speculate on different things. If that does happen, I'll assess it at that time, but
Right.
as for the right now, it's something that I'm gearing towards, and I'm trying to get as much knowledge behind it and as much information as I can to try to be a successful candidate in the future.
Now, are you Justin Semenoff, the MMA fighter?
I haven't had any MMA fights yet. I train as a stress reliever. I've got a really great coach, Clint Dykema, with the Dykema Fight Team here in Saskatoon. An amazing person. He's an inspiration to me. So I go down there as often as I can, and just try to train with him and the other fighters. It's been pretty incredible.
Okay, so is there? I'm going to go a little conspiracy theory here. Are you going to Mars because you want to punch aliens?
No. I want to go purely on the scientific side of things, just in the sense of let's see what's out there. What is past what we know? Let's increase our borders and just see what's out there.
If there is indeed a face on Mars, will you punch it?
No, I'm going to try not to be too destructive. Part of the goal of the mission is, being environmentally friendly. So that's not just it's not just something that we've tried to practice here on Earth, but something that we want to take with us as habit to anywhere as we could possibly go.
Okay, now listen. If this mission goes and one celebrity is allowed to go, it's going to be John Travolta. Will you punch Travolta?
After many, many months of space flight, who knows what could happen? But I'd like to say he's a favorite actor of mine, and I'd hope it never comes to that.
Okay. Now, I don't want to. I don't want to seem like I'm being negative, because I think this is great for you, and obviously, for someone like you, this would be a very exciting opportunity. It's just that for me, this is the scariest, most horrifying situation possible. And so it's not that I'm actively trying to discourage you, but these are the thoughts that come up in my own mind.
You're probably not the only one, though, right? There's always going to be both spectrums of people that are for and people that are against.
Well, I mean, have you seen the movie Armageddon?
Yes, I have.
A lot of bad stuff can happen up there.
That's true, but with a positive outlook, there's a lot of amazing things that can happen as well. Just think of the advancements we could have. Think of where we would be nowadays if nobody ever tried to progress or push the boundaries just that little bit.
No, that is absolutely true. Honestly, I'm not even joking. My stomach hurts just talking about this right now.
Now, but what happens if you make this? They decide you get to go to Mars. Mm-hmm. They want you to be part of this mission. You're moving to Mars, but then they go, but your job is you have to work at Starbucks. Like they decide in advance for you what your career on Mars is. And you're like, but I'm used to being in the military, which you are, by the way. Am I right?
Yes, that's correct.
Right. So you actually what is it you do again? You're a combat engineer, right?
That's correct.
So you're a combat engineer, but they're like, no. On Mars, you're a barista.
Well, it's one of those kind of adapt and conquer situations. Depending on what's thrown at me, and if it's a necessity, I'll do what it takes.
I think barista is a necessity on any planet, sir.
Well, I think it's going to be kind of an amazing endeavor from start to finish. On no matter how it goes, on whether or not I even make it through the selection process. There's still that huge what if. They might, get me in front of the selection committee and just say, you know what, you're not quite what we're looking for. And I've got to be prepared for that as well. I'm
sold on you myself. I mean, you've been convincing us. We've been throwing kind of, about a bunch of what if scenarios at you, and you've been rolling with the punches, man. And so I think you're going to be good. Now, but that's the thing. Just keep in mind when you're in front of that selection committee, they may say things to you like, what do you think about barista? It may happen.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. But you've got to kind of be ready for, like I said, a little bit of anything, right? and try to be as well-rounded as you can, because the candidates that are going in that first launch in 2024 to get there in 2025, those first 4 have to know a little bit of everything. They've got to be a jack of all trades and a master of at least a couple, just to make it work.
Wait, they go in 2024 and get there in 2025?
It's a 6 to 8 month journey to get to the red planet.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about the rumor that the McDonald's on Mars will still only pay below minimum wage?
That's probably true.
I mean, this is just, it's so incredible, and good for you for going through this process. The idea of it, because first of all, there is so many what ifs, which would make me crazy in the waiting period. Mm-hmm. But then also, so it takes 6 to 8 months to just get out to Mars.
Right.
And by the way, I will not go on an airplane flight longer than 7 hours, so have a good time with that. But then once you get out there, I mean, to be the first people attempting to colonize a planet seems so overwhelming.
It does. It is something that's unprecedented. It's something that's never been attempted before. And I think for myself, and I'm sure all the other wannabe candidates would agree, that it is something that is just extremely exciting. And it's an amazing opportunity just for even the average individual. You don't have to be an astronaut per se. They will get you to that level. There's 8 years of mandatory training before you're actually able to go.
Wow.
And that's through much scrutiny. The committee is their sole focus is making sure that they've got the right individuals for the job and for the mission.
So when do you find out?
Well, the next step right now is, like I said, getting the paperwork on that completed and sitting in front of the committee, and then by April-ish, I'll find out on whether or not I've made it to the next round. And in round 3, it's like a regional challenge, 20 to 40 people, and then they kind of narrow it down from there, which could potentially be televised.
Wow.
Well, I mean, we're behind you here, buddy.
Oh, I appreciate that. That's awesome.
We've been talking to Justin Semenoff, who's a Canadian candidate for the Mars 1 mission. And
will you keep coming back and talking to us as the process goes on, Justin?
As long as I get the invite, I definitely will.
Oh, listen, we're giving you an open invite right now, mister.
I'm writing it down as we speak.
And because I honestly, my stomach's going to hurt this whole process, just so you know, because I'm scared.
Well, I appreciate that. That's kind of awesome. If I can, I'll throw a little bit of a shout-out to the Mars 1. They do have a crowdfunding campaign, and what that is the people or the public can actually go online to mars-1one.com, and they can go into the crowdfunding campaign, click on it, and you can find things there from T-shirts to hoodies, and kind of get your own little piece of the project. And you can go so far as getting a message that will be sewn or imprinted onto the parachute of the lander that goes in 2018. So even just regular Joe Blow citizen can still have their little piece of the pie and add to it, and all the proceeds of which help fund the project.
That's great.
That's really fun. I love it.
Awesome.
All right, well, stay in touch with us, mister, and just, I'm going to be hoping you get through for your sake, but it's, again, just watch Armageddon again and make sure, okay?
Deal.
All right. And if you do make the list, I'm hoping that on that 6 to 8 month trip out there, you don't have a kid kicking your seat behind you the whole way.
I'm actually, I'm pretty confident that's not going to happen. It's not going to be an environment for children just as of yet.
All right.
Maybe sometime in the future.
All right. Well, you enjoy working at McDonald's on Mars, buddy.
Well, thank you very much.
We'll talk again soon.
All right. Cheers.
Thank you so much.